It is my pleasure to have Dr. Leonardo Veliz with us today. And first, I would like to ask him to introduce himself to us.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Leonardo Veliz. People generally call me Leo, which is the short version of Leonardo. I am originally from South America. I was born in Santiago, capital of Chile in South America. I've been living in Australia for about 15 years now. I live in Sydney. I am married, three daughters, aged 13, 12, and 5. And I am an English teacher by profession and by passion as well.
Yeah, we share some similarities. I have been in the US for 15 years. I came to the US in 2006, so that it has been 15 years as well. We would love to get to know you more. And can you tell us quickly your life story? What brought you to where you are now?
Back in, I can't remember what year that was in, but almost 20 years ago, I did my first degree in English language teaching. I did a bachelor degree in English as a foreign language back in South America. Right, so that was a 5-year degree. When I was in my second year, well, finishing my second year, beginning my third year, I got my first job in a high school as a language teacher, as an EFL teacher. And that was great. That was fascinating because it was the first time I that was the time when I learned to teach, really. You know, being in a classroom with 35, 40 students in a classroom, being very young myself as well, you know, learning the ropes and the tricks, you know, to um, manage behavior, capture their attention, deliver the content, making sure that students were learning and engaged and motivated in the class. So it was a wonderful experience. I will never forget it. And then after I was in high school teaching for a few years, I did a second degree, a master's in applied linguistics, also in South America. I transitioned to higher education and I started teaching adults for a few years, for about 5 years. And then I did a PhD in linguistics and I continued teaching in higher education. But then instead of teaching language learners, I basically moved to teacher education. So preparing people to teach, preparing teachers to teach. And I've been doing that for the last 10 years. And yeah, so I am here now. I am in a college. We've got different schools in the college. We've got creative and performing arts. We've got music, counseling, social work, business, a couple of other schools, and the School of Education, which is what I oversee. I oversee the School of Education, and we have a number of different degrees in the school I manage. So yeah, that's my story in a nutshell. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So I often say that English and education take me places, and it seems like it's your story as well, that English and education took you to different places. So can you tell us about the places that you have been to? What countries have you been to?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I haven't been to the USA yet. I should say yet,
Yeah.
because one day I will visit the USA. Um, okay, I've been to a lot of countries in South America, right? So I've been to Argentina, excuse me. I've been to Argentina, I've been to Brazil, I've been to other countries in South America. I lived in the UK for some time as well. When I was in my third year of university, when I was doing my bachelor degree, I got a scholarship from the university. and I went to the UK. I lived in the UK for over a year. I worked and studied in the UK. I lived in Northern Ireland, in Belfast, in Northern Ireland. So it was very easy for me to travel to other countries in the UK or in Europe. So I visited England, Scotland, Wales, Spain. I've been to in Asia, I've been to Malaysia, I've been to Indonesia, I've been to Thailand. Yeah, so those are some of the countries I've been to. I haven't been to a lot of countries, but I've been to some countries in Europe. I've been to France, some countries in South America, Oceania, some in Asia.
Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. I haven't been to that many countries, and I haven't been to Australia or Europe actually, but hopefully after COVID, we will get to travel a
Yes.
bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, do you agree that traveling broadens our minds?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's a great statement, Lynn. I do believe that traveling not only enhances your personal experience, but also gives you an opportunity to look at the world from different perspectives. So it allows you to see the world from the lenses of those people that live in those countries. So being in a different country allows you to experience their local cultures, their traditions, get a sense of their values and beliefs. And that is really important because you get an opportunity to see the world through their lenses, to try to understand how these people in these communities, in these countries, see the world, understand the world, and how they make sense of life.
And by doing that, perhaps we can work better with one another and maybe solve bigger problems that the world is facing. So, thank you so much for all your advice and wisdom. It has been great, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Lynn. It's been a pleasure to be part of this conversation. Thank you for the invitation. And thank you to the students as well. Thank you to those of you that are going to be listening to this. I wish you all the best and talk to you soon.
Thank you. What about you? What is your life story up until the present? What places have you been to? Do you think traveling broadens our minds? I hope that you will find the opportunities to discuss these questions with your friends. Or if you would like to find opportunities to talk with other students, join Eduling Everyday English on Facebook. Now, I would like to help you to express some ideas with appropriate pausing and intonation. When you have to express your ideas in a long sentence, it is impossible to just talk from the beginning to the end without any pausing. In fact, when you speak, you need to divide the information into intonation units, and usually you put the most important stress on the most important sound. I had to learn to manage the students' behavior, capture their attention, and make sure they were learning, engaged, and motivated. And as you can see, this is a long sentence, and you can break it down into different units here. And I'm using the forward slash to separate the units. And in each unit, you have one most important word, and you can put the stress there. In addition, you should also pause a little bit between the units and also use a rising intonation so that the listener knows that it is not the end of your sentence yet. You still have more ideas in this sentence before it is completed. So let's practice this again. I had to learn to manage the students' behavior, capture their attention, and make sure they were learning, engaged, and motivated. Thank you for watching the video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos, please subscribe. Thank you and see you next time.